Okay.
Mark, so inventory levels are huge and sales are horrible.
Well, look what's going on. Look what's gone on the last couple of days, right?
Yeah, the
Everything
world.
down across the board. We're talking financials, we're talking massive equities, we're talking ETFs, we're talking oil. Everything is down. And I'm sure the the viewers are wondering, well, what's going to happen to real estate? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, my views only, so don't beat me up about it, is that I think it's going to scare a lot of people, and I think sentiment is going to really impact this market. We're already seeing job losses. Chrysler Canada announced in their Windsor plant, in fact, I don't know when it's effective. It's April 12th. The plant's closing down for a few weeks due to these tariffs. Thousands of people laid off. What else are we going to see in the spin-offs from the automotive? How much are communities going to be impacted? How much are jobs going to be impacted? I tell you, I don't know. Right now, there's a ton of uncertainty. When you see stock markets ripple as much as they have, and we're talking, because I play it,
Yeah.
massive losses. I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
so we were talking about the bond deals this morning as well, and they've gone down significantly. But the fixed rates haven't actually moved yet. I just talked to the mortgage guy,
Yeah,
but there's supposed to be an announcement today. So they don't actually change the fixed rates like immediately when the bond yields waver,
right.
but it looks like they're gonna change it.
They're going to change it. It's market based, so it's going to change. So for someone that's thinking of getting, into the market or looking to buy, right now fixed rates are going to come down, which is going to be important to people. But how long? Those bond yields change by the second. So, it could be a short-term, drop and then all of a sudden it bounces back up. And it will. As soon as we start seeing some of this tariff stuff cool down, because I really personally believe that this loss in wealth for people, farmers are going to be impacted, everybody's going to be impacted. It can't go on for forever. So they'll bounce back. Look at oil. Oil's down 15% in 2 days.
I
Ma-
know.
Don't fill up today. Wait till tomorrow because I haven't seen the prices change. So, but what's going to happen? There's a ton of fear. And
There is a ton of fear, and I think we're still like I'm shocked at the amount of inventory coming up.
well, yeah, before we talk about that, in our descriptions, there's a link for home valuations and a link for properties based on your criteria and price point. Click those links and remember to follow our channel for more information. Um, yeah, so as a seller today, how would if I got a phone call from a client today, hey Mark, we want to put our house out in the spring. We're a little nervous right now. What's going on in the market? Uncertainty is what's going on in the market,
Yeah,
right? So you're really going to have to really take a solid approach on what strategy you're going to use to sell your house. That's important. How is the competition in your neighborhood looking like? How well is your house prepared for sale? And what price, by the way, what price were you thinking?
yeah.
'Cause this isn't a price-driven market. And I'm still seeing some stuff coming on the board. One jumped on my mind. I think it was 1,299,000 across the street from my house, Crimson Ridge Road. It's 2,500 square foot, two-story, great area. 1.3, forget about it. It's not going to happen.
I saw a couple the other day when I was looking, and I actually was going to email them to you because I was shocked at how high it was. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And where it wasn't even a great neighborhood. And I
Right.
thought, like, are you? I don't know. I don't know what somebody's thinking to do that.
The perception has to change with the home sellers, the majority of the home sellers. And we've talked about this numerous times. 75% inventory sitting, 25% selling, being consistent for the last months, several months, even the year. The market's very flat in transactions. And now we're increasing your inventory by 30% from last March at the same time. That's telling me there's a lot of competition. And you're going to start seeing with the uncertainty in the market, and people are going to go, you know what? This is my offer. If they don't want it, take care. See you later.
I know.
That's what I'd be telling my people.
Yeah, I'll share this with you because I didn't do the full spreadsheet yet because the number just came out.
Okay.
And I told you what the Toronto board was showing, and it's wrong, right?
Yeah.
So I had to go do it manually. because the program that I usually go and use is it's there's a problem this month. It's incorrect. Um, so I did it manually. We have 172 sales. Last March we had 230.
Right. So that's a decrease of 25%.
Yeah. Now
So,
look at the inventory though, Mark. Last
correct.
year 510. Now we're at 771 already.
Correct.
We're up
Correct.
34%.
One positive things the sellers, I mean, the buyers can look at that. Okay, well, we know 75% of it's 90 is overpriced. Yeah, you're right. It is, right? It's going to take longer to sell a property today. We're not talking about all the overpriced stuff. We're talking about the new stuff that comes on the market today, price for the market. It's going to take some time. The days on market are going to take time for that listings that are priced properly for the market today. Forget
Well,
about all the old ones because they're not doing nothing. If they're
no. No, they're still sitting. And the year to date sales were down 12.5%. So last year at this time we were at 557 and now we're at 487.
Yep, yep, yep. That's it, and we're coming into a spring market, right? Where inventory kind of picks up, but we see inventory really picking up in May too. So I would not be surprised come May we have over 1,000 listings in the
Well,
board.
yeah, this is exactly why I'm a little bit afraid.
Right.
Because if you look, we didn't get into the higher numbers like till June and July last year.
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
we're already there and we're in March.
Right. We're in April.
Well, I'm looking at
Yeah, I know
March
you're saying
numbers.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Like that's
that's
kind of scary, isn't it?
it's scary, but I think people really need to get a grip on what's happening. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that are, but on the real estate side, I'm thinking they're not. On more
I see. I totally agree with you. Like I find like what's going on in the outside world, the craziness. I mean, I think it's affecting sales, but it's not affecting sellers and listings.
No, it's not. It's not. But if it's a market, right? So if there's no demand, which I'm not saying there's no demand in the market, there is demand in the market, but at what price is there demand? We know there's no demand at prices that are overpriced for today's market. We've already established that 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Now we're in third year. But what I'm concerned about, where's the demand for the properties that are priced today? If we start seeing properties, as example, like I'm going to make a townhouse, in a good area, 635, 640, 650, sit on the board for 3 and 4 weeks, we have a problem.
I
The
know.
average decent for decent, we can get a decent price point for that price, right? So this is the
I'm gonna search in between right now. Barrie, Simcoe, Barrie between say 650 and 700, just so that we don't have a million things to look at and see how long they're sitting there.
well, sure, and some of this stuff was just happened the last couple of days. Is not going to show up right now, but there's going to be some inventory,
37 days,
right?
35, 15, 16. Well, 59 days, 60.
Right.
Well, some of these could have been relisted, but obviously, like
Um,
this one, 45 days, it obviously isn't relisted.
No, probably not. No, we see a townhouse at the price point. So, will the lower rates, which are going to come into play, fixed rates, but we don't know how long they'll stay, will the Bank of Canada jump in when we start seeing some different things down in the market? And then, it's going to be a balancing act for Bank of Canada governor to juggle things around because if things go up, one positive thing is oil's down and gas is going to be pretty cheap over the weekend. I don't see it taking effect today because I already tried to fill up and I went, forget it. I'll wait because it's down 15%. So the pricing on that's going to help out with some inflationary numbers, right? Got rid of the carbon tax. No, it's just at zero right now. Um, that's going to be in the consumer's favor. We should hopefully start seeing some food prices come down because of it. That could be in the favor, but what happens if your partner lost their job or he lost their job,
Well, I know. And the other thing is it going to be, well, and we already talked about this in another video, the qualifying rules for mortgages because people are in industries where they could lose their job.
Right. The debt servicing, they're lowering it for them, which not a lot, but they're taking extra looks at it, right? They're cautionary.
And you
Risk.
need a better credit score.
Yeah, they're gonna want to make sure. I think the lenders say are really gonna dot their I's and cross their T's. And no one knows how long this is gonna last for. We don't know. But I'm concerned with the health of the real estate market because gotta say, it hasn't been great for 2.5 years.
No.
And don't
I'm
think the
getting
rates are
tired
gonna
of it
save
being,
everybody. They're not.
yes, and I'm getting really tired, and I'm sure everybody is. I know all real estate agents you talk to, like we're just tired of it being crap. Like nothing's happening, and you do get some crazy call, like people that want to list, but like crazy prices.
You don't list it.
No, I know. That's what I mean. Like it's like you're scratching and clawing for everything, and it's just like nothing's happening.
I still think if a seller does list, which we will see more listings come on, they got to take a look. They really need to dig deep on what's selling. They really need to have an understanding of the market. That's the key. And how to price their properties. Pricing a property has never been more important than ever. It has to happen. You have to look at what's going on in this market today. And there's a ton of inventory. It all comes down to supply and demand. There's demand for properties that are priced good. I shouldn't say just not good, priced for the market. So that's the new good in my books. Not giving
Yeah.
it away. They're not, you know what I mean? It's priced for the market today. That product, I think, will still take a little bit more time because there are going to be some buyers that are going to step back. You know what? And there's going to go, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait because I think prices are going to drop. They may. The prices need to drop on the stuff that's overpriced.
Yeah.
75% of the market is overpriced. It needs to drop. They're not wrong.
Yeah.
But does that property that gets listed today at a good price point for the market, does that need to drop? I'm going to say no. But I think it's going to take a little time, a little bit more time to sell than average,
Well,
right?
you know what the other problem is that I find is that when you have, and we've talked about this, especially we see it in Innisfil a lot, where you get a whole neighborhood holding tight on this high price. You know, so well, my neighbor's listed at this, so I'm listing at that. Yeah, but your neighbor's not selling. And then another one comes up and they hold at that price and nobody drops and everybody's at this high level
Right.
and nobody's making the move to lower it and get it sold. So because my whole neighborhood is listed at 1.2, I'm listing at 1.22.
But they shouldn't be looking at that. All the data is there, all the information, the history of the property. If you've seen a sell, and I've gone through scenarios with clients like that. If you see a property sitting and we're basing our prices off that what's on the market today, it's not a good approach. Let's pull up an approach that we have concrete data that hey, this property sold on your street for this price, very similar. This gives us some kind of indication.
Yeah,
And
that's
they may not get it. We don't. There's uncertainty. So, I think anyone getting an offer today, this is my opinion, no one else's, that you should really work with an offer.
you
And it
should
doesn't mean
definitely try.
try anyway, right? Don't get insulted. Just, take it with a grain of salt. It's gonna come in low because everyone's gonna comment this video says everybody's gonna lose their house now. Everybody's gonna chaos. Property's gonna drop at 90%. No, it's not, right? It's
And you
not
know what? I always try to tell my clients too that selling your home or buying a home, you can't let your emotions get involved, even though like a lot of times for people it does.
normal.
It is normal, but it's a business transaction. It's about money and it's about what someone's willing to pay for your property.
But
So
that gets
if
time that day.
yes, right. And so to get all emotionally, oh well, I've had in the past, this year where I put in a couple offers and they wouldn't sign it back at all.
Right. Well, let's give a financial scenario. And this is my portfolio. I'll pull it up.
Okay.
I'll share the news. Let's just see. I'm 105. Give me one second. Okay. Oh, nice. again, this is just my advice on financial markets. I'm not no expert. I'm not talking about financial markets, but I'm talking about supply and demand. Okay, I'm a shareholder in NVIDIA. I have a lot
Yeah.
of shares in NVIDIA. I'm at 105. Okay, that's my average cost is 105. Oh, it's 195. But I want 105. Will you buy that, Diane, today? If I put that in the market right now, I could do it right now. I should try it. I could put an order in to sell my position of it for 105. Do you know how many bites I'm going to get?
Lots.
None.
Why?
None.
Isn't it at 195?
No, 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 no. It's at my core portfolio in NVIDIA. My average price is 105,
Mm-hmm.
1,500 shares. Okay. Today's price, it's 95.
Oh, 95. I thought you said
So you
195.
want to buy it? Do you want to buy my position?
No.
No. So how is it any different from a real estate market? When a seller asks, I want 1,400,000 for my house. We can prove that time and time again. And there's no demand for it. It's not worth it.
Well, I can go over and buy say just in your synopsis you're using or your scenario,
I'm
I
just
could
saying
I could
the
go
market,
over and buy
the market.
Apple that's
Oh, of course,
down right now.
it's a great deal.
You know what I mean? I could go and buy that. Why would I buy yours?
We would buy mine because where I'm going with it, you'd pay a premium of $10. You're not, if you, I'd like to sell it to you, but you're not stupid. I could put that on the board to the whole market. No one's buying it. No one's going to buy that. They could buy
No.
it for $10 cheaper. This is, I'm just trying to show it's a market. Prices change. Real estate market doesn't change fast like this, but the valuations over the last couple of years have come down, and we know why they've come down.
Yeah.
So the valuations, where I'm going with this, the valuations aren't here anymore for that type of a property or whatever. It's not. It's
No.
down a lot. So that's why we're seeing in our market. I really believe, and we've gone through numbers and we've gone through many things with it. We are overpricing so much inventory, and it's sitting because there's not a market for it. You can't create a market for something that's overpriced that a buyer's not willing to pay. And now we're faced with uncertainty around. We're global now. We don't know what's going to happen yet. China comes out with 34% tariffs. Everyone's scared. I'm telling you. Boom. What's going on? When's the European Union going to come out with their stuff and other countries that he's done this on? Holy cow. We're creating a could be a real bad storm coming. No one knows. So
Well, and there's nothing worse than uncertainty
it's what it is right now.
to stall the market. When people are up in arms, this is one of the biggest assets and decisions they're going to make in their life. So am I going to make it now in a time of such uncertainty and worry? Like if I don't have to, I'm not gonna.
Some won't, but some will. Everyone has different motivations to buy and sell, right? I need to buy. I'm transferring here. You know what? You know what's going on in the market,
If somebody passed, yeah.
but really, you know what? Really take your time making decisions. And I'm not trying to scare people. I'm just trying to show that the real estate market is a market, and it
Yes,
is. And these things that are happening in the world today are going to creep into the real estate market of uncertainty.
they are.
We're going to get tons of comments on it, and please comment on it. But you know, I think there's good things and there could be bad things too. But I just think if someone, buyer and sellers, need to have all the data to make a good decision. Where's the pricing? What do you think about this property? Again, so we're not buying homes. People buying homes aren't moving tomorrow or selling
No.
next year, but everyone wants the best price,
Well,
right?
they're worried. Like that's the other thing. If the market goes down, and now I just overpaid, especially when that happened in 2022,
It
right?
could happen again, but we're not seeing that in this market though. Even
Not
someone
right now.
today, even someone buying today, we're not seeing. Is someone overpaying today that on there? Well, can it? Not really. I personally don't think. Will we see some fluctuations in the prices plus or minus? Could. It's a market, but that individual's not selling it like an open market on a stock. Place to live, it's shelter. We're going to be there 10 years, maybe 20. Don't worry about it,
Yeah.
right? So it's
I'm
just
gonna I now that you actually mentioned the 10-year thing, I updated our 10-year thing, Mark. You want to see it?
Yeah, pull it up.
Because this is horrifying to me.
So let's just go back to 2020. Even 2021 had a show the inventory, the active inventory will go across the board. So if we look at right, for the month of March, right now in 2024, we know there's 510, right?
No, in 2025, there's
Sorry.
771.
Right. Sorry.
Last year, 510. 2023, 363.
Right.
2022, 278.
Yep.
2021, 211.
Yep.
2020, 323. And that was basically then 450, 511.
Keep going. I want to see. I bet this is the most inventory in one given month out of 10 years.
I'm trying to grab my little Dewey.
There
It
you go.
is.
It is. So we have the most inventory than we've seen going back to 2015. Is that what the chart was?
Yeah. And the
2000.
only time we've had this amount of little sales is 2018.
Right. Is there any more actives going back, Dan? I just want to see the year, or is that it right there?
That's it right there.
So back to 2017, we have those numbers. Okay.
Yeah.
And that inventory was what, 294? Yeah,
Yeah.
294. So we're coming into a market, well, we are into a market with the most inventory in 8 years.
And the least amount of sales in all but one other year.
Right. This is
There's only
data.
one other year that was lower,
We should
and
be,
that was 2018 when they changed the lending rules.
we're going to see fluctuations. Yeah.
But that it's terrible, isn't it?
It's not good, Dan, but
Like you know what scares me about it, Mark? You and I last year in 2023, 2024, we thought, okay, this is horrible. And it's like some of the worst years ever. In 2023, they were saying it was the worst year for sales in 25 years. And we're doing worse year after year than we did then.
yeah.
Like,
I still believe though, if all that inventory, 771 listings, was priced for today's market, we'd see some good sales. But it's
yeah.
not. The big question is why? Like, I wish I knew. It's unrealistic
Well,
sellers. Bad
I,
agents giving, I shouldn't call bad agents. I don't know them. Agents giving false hope, maybe, giving bad information, not putting enough work into it. There's many different.
or look at you had a comment from someone who said my agent wants me to drop the price and I'm not.
Yeah, I wish I had more detail I wish I had more information to why,
I know.
right? Because he gave me a short description of after watching your video, I decided no. But maybe it was one of those scenarios that, oh, you know what? I think we should try 950 as an example, and nothing happens and whatever. We can't even really comment on this. I don't think we should go there because it's just
No,
not.
but what I'm saying is not just your that comment, like that specific one, but I think in general, I've talked to agents and people won't lower their price.
Then they're going to sit. Then they're not serious sellers. Then it
That
sits.
that's what I
That
think.
could work really good. So the sellers, so that could work really good for a new seller that's going to come on the market, say tomorrow, next week, next month, and price it properly. You're going to sell before the other guy did, another gal did. It's going to go on if you're priced for today's market. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying give it away. No, just price it for the market. That's it.
That's what I
Based on
think.
sales data that we have. We don't know what the market's going to do tomorrow, the next day, the next month. We don't know that. But we know right now that inventory is up 33, 34% and climbing. And it's
Yeah,
been the most since 2015. 2017, nothing has been up that high. So that's telling me there's a lot of supply. So that's telling me a lot of buyers have a lot of choice to make decisions on and going, well, and let's be honest, it's got to be the right area, the right price. People are going to go jump to base their decisions on that.
hmm.
There's no more overpaying. There's just not. That's long gone.
No, and people are far more, I think, even than 2 years ago, far more knowledgeable themselves.
There's lots of programs out there. There's people following our channel. We got all the numbers. You want numbers? Call us up. We got the data, right?
Well, and with House Sigma, and honestly, between you and I, that House Sigma drives me crazy.
I know, but it's still informative for people,
It
and that's
is.
good.
It is. But I try to teach people about it as far as like the RDOT area includes Timberwalk and like Bell and Golden Eagle.
Right,
That's RDOT. Timberwalk is in RDOT.
right.
So like the area is such a broad area they're using. You can't you
You need to
can't compare a townhouse on Wildwood
no.
with the townhouse in Timberwalk, but House Sigma does, eh?
It gives them an idea. It's not foolproof. Call an agent. Call us. We can give you some idea of valuation, right? And what's going on. Just
Yeah,
look
you
at.
have to be very careful.
You got to be very careful. Let's wrap it up there. I think we're good.
Perfect.
We got
Yeah,
the
we're good.
cross uncertainties in the air. Be cautious. Get all the information before making decisions.
And if you're
Sellers.
gonna sell, make sure you're aggressively priced. Like you
I
can't,
wouldn't even say I wouldn't even say aggressively price. Just price it for what's for the market today. You
yeah,
say aggressively, they're going to think I got to give it away, which
no, but the
uh,
reason why I'm saying aggressively, I'm saying, okay, let's try it at
there's no trying.
800. That's what I'm
No
saying.
trying, right? Price it for what's going on on your street or within a 250 to 500-meter radius. That's what you do.
Exactly. Right.
Don't
That's why I'm
price
not
it.
saying aggressive give it away. I'm saying don't be trying this and then trying that. Like,
It's not going to spark up demand anyway, and it happens anyway. Have a good weekend. See you.
see ya.